And he's your new captain. My crew can take a look at your ship, and you can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if you need to offload some cargo. The Trade Authority runs a vending kiosk next to my booth. It's just off to the side, near the ramp. Besides that, Jemison Mercantile is your closest shop if you're looking for a bit of everything. That's further in, past the security checkpoint. I would try the viewport. It'll be on your left once you get into the plaza. Sure, have at it. Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
Your spinal health will be compromised by carrying so many items.
Hey, breaking my concentration.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade authorities always buy.
Captain, Constellation will be waiting for you at the lodge.
This deep power shit are killing me.
This unprovoked attack on the United Colonies Research Facility will not go. And we'll get you settled into your new assignments as soon as possible.
Wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty. You're clear. I think I got them. What do you call them? Corns? Yeah, I got them.
Well, hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can... Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave. Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested? Well, first things first, I have to ask, do you have any security experience at all? It sure counts for something. I mean, you're alive. And resilience is definitely an important trait for any officer. Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to mast and check in with Agent Plate. There was a package left at a dead drop and they need UC security to help. You know, mast. The military, administrative, and scientific triumvirate. Giant building in the center of the city? Headquarters of the entire United Colonies? I really should... Aegis? They're basically UC intelligence. They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it works. Well, just because you're bringing it here doesn't mean that's where it'll end up. As for why, you can ask Aegis. As far as I'm concerned, it's no... Let me know if you have any questions.
I'm really rather busy. If you'll excuse me.
quiet day. That too much to ask for? Ever run into spacers? Scumbags and scavengers. They're like vultures, picking away at the leftovers of the colony war. You'll find them scouring through old labs and facilities, taking whatever's not nailed down.
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now. Something to report?
I desire no company. Leave. I have nothing to say. I am a prisoner, trapped by a weak people who do not kill their enemies when they should. The Great Serpent called me to fight the unbelievers in the United Colonies. But I was ambushed, and my ship disabled. Now, I am here.
That a call someone's power kept going out. Know what it was? A heat leech as long as my leg. Yuck. You see that scientist out in front of mast, staring at trees, sounds upset. Whatever it is, it can't be that bad, right?
You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers. Oh, scum of the galaxy. Robbing, stealing, killing. Even the Crimson Fleet don't trust them.
How's the investigation going?
You don't need to wear your helmet on this planet. You know that, right?
Sheila.
is me.
Pardon me.
This is New Atlantis Transit, or the NAT. It provides free transportation throughout the city. We can take it directly to the Mast District. Although I have attempted an analysis several times, I simply cannot quantify humans' addiction to caffeine.
Buddy, it's coffee. Pick one, get up. To the way and let us get on with our lives.
Yeah, sorry.
Barrett enjoys this establishment. He frequently buys chocolate here, though I have informed him repeatedly. It is likely a
Hi there.
significant contributing factor.
Thanks for stopping
to his
in.
being
Feel free to look around.
overweight.
I can take care of transactions, and if you've got questions, just ask. Oh, please, take a look. Thanks. It's hard work, and I can't take all the credit. Gerhardt, my business partner, he does so much of the work. If it weren't for him, I don't know where we'd be now. Thanks for shopping at Jemison Mercantile.
Some more credits in my pocket would be nice, though.
No, really. That's how you pronounce it. I've been saying Dawn's Roost has the best food in the settled systems.
What I wouldn't give to be stationed in the embassy district.
Let me know if I can help you. Keep your nose what?
Don't mind me. Just a weary man, resting. I help out Henrik from time to time. Not very often. Oh, Henrik isn't old, but I don't just loiter around. Maybe a little, but that's better than all the noise and attention. Unfortunately, I'm quite old-fashioned. But if you do a small favor for me, all you need to do is pick up a package from Red Mile and The contents are of no interest to you. And they're not if you're uncomfortable doing this... Fantastic. Stay out of trouble.
People joke, say those Varun zealots worship a snake. But let me tell you, it ain't a snake. It's some kind of...
You ask me? Personally, I think daylight's overrated. I get... Take your time. I got all day. A lot of people will tell you it's the worst. One step above being homeless. They'll want me. I like it. more real down here. But hey, look around. You see it's a big organization. A lot of planets, a lot of people, whole lot. Sometimes stuff falls through the cracks. But that's all right. Because I, and by extension you, get to benefit. Watch your back. Back out there.
The Lodge is here in the... I am relieved you... I do not understand your attachment to all these objects.
All this stuff is legit. Promise. Absolutely. Hey, take it easy.
Everyone's welcome. No shortage of hungry mouths to feed around here. Yeah, you're welcome to... Mom, that's Kay, gets all the credit. Started making sure people felt welcome back when I was just a kid. She had one rule: no causing trouble. Everyone abided by it. After a few years of feeding so many mouths, we needed extra credits to stay afloat. Didn't mean for this to turn into a business. If folks are willing to pay a little to have some place to feel safe and get a decent meal, well then we'll...
Always nice to see a fresh face. Do you know why this place has stood for so long? I make sure everyone's comfy. I tell it like it is, and I don't take any shit.
You have picked up too much matter and become over-encumbered.
Not sure. Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere? It's because they have little outposts.
I've been thinking about you.
We're doing the best we can here. That's all we can ever do. Don't have much of a choice. Can't afford to pay staff, and... well, I've got a few volunteers from the community. We've scraped by for a good long while. Funny story about that. You know, when people first arrived on Jemison, they dismantled the colony ship and used the plot. Over time, they built out, and up, and up. And after long enough, the walls and the ceiling have changed, but this place still uses equipment from that old ship. And it's here because... we're no reliable. I'm not exact... Well, that's what I'm here for. Let's see what... Not a thing wrong with you.
The water is quite aesthetically pleasing. Or so Barrett has told me. New Atlantis relies on advanced hydroelectrics for most of its power. Here we are, the lodge. The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave. Your insistence on carrying so many things is reducing our travel speed. Captain, everyone will be in the library. just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
You really think what I'm suggesting is so outlandish? All the phenomena we see out in the stars and what I'm suggesting is a possible theory?
You two keep going.
We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't? Sarah Morgan, Chair of Constellation. That means anything you discussed with Barrett is my business. Now, if you would please answer my question. Very well. This is a private organization dedicated. It's inherently dangerous work, so if one of our own doesn't show up as planned... Speaking of which, where is Barrett? I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything? We think it's anyone else who pulls one out of the rock for the first time. Why? We're not sure yet. So if you wouldn't mind adding another data point. Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Godfrey, if you expect us to believe in fairy tales...
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Well, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Godfrey?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours? Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal. Another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now. We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment. Just like the rest of us. You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
Your father dropped by. He left a note for you. Here. That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this was, I guess, a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noelle. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us. Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour. Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something. An energy surge, some other phenomenon. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people report in these situations. I'm not saying you didn't really see anything, just that it's really hard to determine after the fact. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right? Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this. Of course, there's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on. And we have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet. Oh gosh, no, I mean that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know. And that means a lot of work ahead of us. Stay safe, okay? Walter, I hope I'm not overstepping here, but you sure spend a lot of time on Constellation business. Doesn't Issa miss you?
Ah, yes, well. My wife and I have something of an understanding. I have been informed that when I am home, I remain preoccupied with Constellation's work, which renders me cantankerous. My wife has therefore decided it is best if I can dedicate my time to our business here for now. For both our sakes.
Wow. All right. Whatever works for the two of you, I guess. It's been
Sarah's the
quieter
best
around here ever
possible
since
person to be
Vladimir went to
running
live on the eye full
Constellation at a
time.
time like this. Focused, no nonsense, and dedicated. Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line. Still doesn't excuse it. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our... Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Welcome aboard. By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the Lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have. Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now, I call the Lodge home. As much... Me? Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to... I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here. Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as... I don't know. But now... I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing? Yes, I imagined as much. Barrett expressed something similar. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something... Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened. We're most well known for ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than... I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days. Until next time.
Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the... You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well...
And we're making good progress these days.
Sometimes I think you...
Second one was on Kazal, buried the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust? I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation. Not necessarily, no, but it does kind of have the hallmarks of one, doesn't it? You're not, okay? Barrett saw something too, and believe me, if he was willing to admit to it, it was a big deal. Just remember that you're not going through this alone. We're right here with you. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means... Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years... I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join. Take care of yourself.
any sacred relics recently?
Very funny, Walter. You know Constellation's been keeping me busy.
I know you too well to. You've got to have a line on something. Well, best of luck.
We've always considered ourselves see you later.
So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else? We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to these artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great... I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of... Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. I understand. You've been through a lot.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
You know that.
You've been an invaluable asset. Well, just wanted to make sure you didn't regret it.
Okay, maybe not every single day did the dream come true, but the work we're involved in, the discoveries we're making, it's all worth it.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this. Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some... Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you... Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist... I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Well, that's... Thank you. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings.
One day, I'm gonna leave New Atlantis for good. So good. But it's amazing.
I always wondered what the inside of got around soon. I'm late to a meeting.
Nobody cares.
These
At least
greens
it's a job.
are the heart of the commercial district.
Rations? Check. Right?
Please, if you experience any issues in your dealings with the distribution center, let us know. We're always striving to improve. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed in... I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on... I hope we have... I hope we have what you need. You mean besides providing a pleasant face? It's all in the name. We distribute materials and never a dull moment. I know some people don't believe it, but you're always welcome back. If you... don't mind a bit of a wait.
Evening, sir.
I'm afraid, due to recent legislative action, I'm no longer able to allocate ships. I can, however, deal in general goods.
Working at the distribution center can be tiring.
Enjoy the guard.
Can I? So much to see, so much to learn. Life is beautiful in that way. Yes? Me? Why, to be frank, I now live to collect artifacts from Earth. You see, every artifact tells a story. People laugh at me when they see I collect old Earth spoons. But think about it, friend. Spoons changed it. Ah, the usual thing. I'm only joking, of course. I've actually been fortunate to call New Atlantis home. For a collector, like myself, I do believe I've been charmed to make the acquaintance of many fellow old Earth enthusiasts.
As you can see, traffic is
Hi there.
good.
Thanks for choosing
The
Terra Brew.
sales
What can
keep
I get
climbing.
you? Certainly. Please take your time.
New Atlantis?
Yes, and the sales in the fest didn't dip at all when the second store opened.
You can every time I've come here, there's a line for coffee.
If you want a
Impressive.
coffee, see the barista. Times change.
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me? Okay. Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits. I wish I lived on a space. Sorry, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a freak.
Welcome. We don't get very many visitors here. You'll need to contact someone directly if you need to schedule an appointment.
Huge. Like, staggeringly huge.
Unfortunately, I'm not
like you.
authorized.
You look like someone... Hello there! I know. People laugh at me. Ah. For a collector, I've been charmed.
Times change.
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far. Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could...
Can't go in.
Wish that bartender at the viewport would stop complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying.
Absolutely.
I used to be an actuary. Now...
I'm pleased to report that our stocks are currently... Welcome to UC Distribution. Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah. Why? What is it? Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You did say this was important after all. Honestly, it's probably worth way more than what we're talking about. Suit yourself. Back to it then.
Having a good one? Lots of computer expertise in your file, along with smiley faces. UC security doesn't appreciate being hacked, okay? Hey. I know your type. A freewheel, Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days. Yeah? Private sector. Now that's where the real money's at.
I'm on tax duty tomorrow. Can't.
I have a pen pal in Sidonia. We've been writing. Space used to be a lot harder on my body. Now it's mostly time. I'm close to 80 years old, so I will spare you the long. To put it simply, I lived. Couldn't we all? But I think you'll find that a few more credits will not make you happy. A lot of credits, maybe. But only because... Just enjoying the view. The wind, the trees. You don't need my advice. You're alive. And which is to say, you... Oh, it just so happens I need a letter delivered to my pen. Pay is in advance. 1,000. What is a stranger except a friend you haven't met? Besides, there's something about you that I like. Her name is Hattie. She used to live. I used to get all her packages because she never bothered to change her address. One day I tracked her down and sent her a letter. She sent one back. And from then on, bless you, child. I believe you'll find Hattie at the... Just hand her the letter.
Sorry, can't talk.
So,
Well,
what's the
I
point?
think the artists outdid themselves here. Of what?
I don't want to waste my time struggling to get to middle management.
So after an hour of whining, you're finally
It's a
out.
beautiful day today.
I told my parents that
At least they're not
All I
fighting.
want to do is play on their computers.
There's...
Last stop, Apollo.
Hope you're not here
We've
for the
seen
apartment on
7
the 8th floor.
apartments so far.
Recalling tips. My favorite.
No, I'm not feeling that bad.
We have an appointment, Ursi. You have to trust us.
How long do we have to wait?
We almost had... It's taken weeks of talking to get my wife to come here. The doctors... We almost had to have an intervention to get my wife. It's taken weeks of talking to get
How long do we have to wait?
The
procedure
doctors
is low
better get
risk,
here
but
quickly.
that still means
I talked to
risk.
your boss. She agreed that you need to take care of yourself. I know it's tough, honey, but a lot of times the earlier they get something...
Welcome to Reliant Medical. If you're injured or sick, we can almost certainly... Welcome to Reliant. I've heard of experiments like this. It's possible you... A standard gene therapy procedure can remap... It's perfectly safe, assuming you're interested. Take all the time you need. Welcome to Reliant. Well, everyone knows Reliant. They've spent decades advancing medical science with their research division, and have built an entire They've always been quite... Well, of course, New Atlantis is a big place, but we're well staffed and do our best to accommodate it. Well, you've certainly come to the right place. May you remain in good health.
How you liking that laser gun?
I really do need that additional data. Any luck tracking down those sensors? Recent scans of the tree have suggested that a significant portion of the obviously some small percentage of its internal workings is always liquid to allow for the transfer of nutrients and so forth. If it continues to increase, I'm concerned the entire tree may collapse. And I'm all... If the time comes, I will certainly attempt to alert the appropriate people in Mast. If I have more data, though... It's... too soon to speculate. I'd very much like to see... I appreciate your confidence. So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. Relief. Now, let's see. This is... well, it's... oh my. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to Mast immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase I told... well, from a certain point of view. And the bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly... This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance.
Let's hope that MAST takes these findings seriously.
Since the colony war. The law's the law, sir, and that one's still on the books. New Atlantis security charter.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
Okay.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor.
What? Well, I'll be. Honey, we got ourselves a visitor. I'll get the coffee brewing.
Oh, my God. Oh, you about gave me a heart attack.
Not that we're not thrilled to see you, son, but I thought you were under contract with Argos Extractors. Is everything all right? Come again? Constellation? Is this one of those candid camp?
My child is a member of Constellation. Didn't I always say that? That you were meant for great things? Great. Well, I know what I've read about in the news. Years ago, there was a stretch where Constellation was in fashion. I must say it's been a while since I've heard it. Glad to know they're still around. Oh, in life you need to celebrate the victories you get, because you don't know when the next one's coming. Oh, but you didn't give me any notice. If I'd known I'd have your favorite meal in the oven. And your room is just a mess. Although that's how you left it.
Easy, honey. Let the boy catch his breath. Why don't you settle in? You know you're always welcome.
Of all the places we've lived, this is my favorite. Sandra contacted me again.
Ugh.
They still want you to consult, don't they?
They are not used to anyone saying no.
Do you regret it?
Not one bit. When I go to sleep, I got a clean conscience. Working for them, it would be hard to look myself in the mirror. You are still all right with that? The signing bonus alone.
I love you all the more for it. The house feels alive again now that you're here.
You've been given a precious opportunity. I still can't believe it. Constellation. How is it for real? Don't you worry yourself about that. Your number's finally been called, and the settled systems. I've got some news of my own. You taught my final class last Thursday. The faculty threw me a party. It's too bad you weren't here then. You could have had some cake. I gave it my good old college try. Enough about that. I mean, stay. Stay as long as you like, but I... Planning a proper, honest-to-goodness. I've been promising your mom a trip for years. Your mother's been sending me links all day about such and... But... You know, it's supposed to be us taking... I'd like to say we'll pay you back the money you sent home. Well, I appreciate it. We. Retirement's treating me well, but there are some... Don't say anything to your mom about this, but she got some work done. Not that I mind. It's good to have you home.
I still can't get over you. So, with you being in Constellation now, I knew it. You had that. I won't press. I know you didn't live in... Your bed is always yours, no question. But you can stay here, no... No bother at all. Anything you wanted. Well, one of your old classmates made junior VP at Galbank. Their father was bragging for hours. Can't wait to tell. Now that we're both retired, you mean? I keep trying to push your father to dance lessons, vacation, take some course. But he's just happy as a clam reading. It's nice to have to... Oh, ain't that the truth? With both of our pensions, but with what you send home, well, and of all the places we've lived, New Atlantis is... I missed you so much, darling.
Where's the tissue paper?
You don't know where that is?
I knew where it was. Top shelf of the pantry. But it's not there anymore.
No, I moved them to the bottom shelf ages ago.
How do you expect me to know where anything is if you keep moving them all the time?
You should pay attention.
I want one of their hats.
Not your ship. Did not too long ago. Show you something.
I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis.
About a million things to do, and I'm only one person.
Hey! Sorry. I shouldn't assume. Maybe you go by Carl. You're just not the Carl. We're supposed to be investigating a power drain down here. People have been reporting brownouts for... I can't be in two places at once. And Carl isn't here. We're trying to isolate a power drain, which looks like it's the result of a large amount of power. But it's kind of a two-person job. Someone needs to find the junction boxes associated with those subsystems. It's pretty simple, really, and relatively safe. Only a small... Co-worker of mine on this assignment with me. Clearly not taking it seriously. Not really surprising. Well, since you're here and Carl is, what I need isn't very technical. I can talk you through it remotely. The first box we're looking for is over near UC Surplus. You know, Antonio's place.
Careful if you run into those ecliptic jerks. They fly around like they own... the settled systems, and they like...
Hey, can you hear me? I think this is working. I only have... That's it. Great job. So, that trip to secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh, wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's. And maybe up a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry.
I'm telling you, Bianchi, something's wrong with the Mutsu. I buy a cup of coffee, and the barista screws with my order. It's like I'm walking under ladders.
So, what do you want me to do about it?
What do you want? I'm very busy. If you got anything valuable on you, keep it close. Never know what might happen down here. Are you kidding? Take a look around. Only good thing down here is... But I can't even... Why do you want to know? You do have a bit of... But maybe that's exactly what you... Not yet. Yeah, well, news... In fact, what do you say we go 10 rounds? Right here, right... Yeah, well, luckily for you, I actually hurt my hand when I was Doc says it'll take a few weeks. Yeah, we'll take a rain check. But once my hand heals, you're done. Oh, thank God. I was sick of hearing your voice.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
Stay as long as you like. And don't be a stranger.
If you haven't, make sure you say hello to Mama.
Hi. How you doing?
I have nothing to give you.
All right, you should be near the next junction box. This section isn't used very much these days, so maybe a little harder to see. That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's. Right under that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right?
2 free pieces of advice. 1, you better have a weapon on you. 2, don't even think about drawing it, unless you damn well care. You buying? What's it gonna be? First of all, I didn't. Second, yeah, all right.
Three gunshots this week alone.
Happy to meet you. Ugh, again with these boots. Ugh, right. She's the third customer. The boots. I don't doubt it. Either way. Hey, I've heard of a youth. You go there. Believe it or not, I actually tried that. Some UC pilot picked up the cargo and... No, I wanted the boots gone. Finally. Here, I'll have your... I got contacts all over. Absolutely. You need something else? I'll be here.
Hey, thanks for checking in. But I've got this side of... Hi, mister.
You should be near the next junction box. And if those squatters never cleared out, I would suggest avoiding eye contact. It should be fine. Another switch flipped, another lead to follow. And the lights in here just flickered too. The wiring is worse than I thought. I'm going to work on fixing that little issue while you find the next junction box. Looks like it's over near the Trade Authority. Okay. Just find that and, maybe don't talk to anyone about it just yet.
It's cliche, but it's true. Everything has a price. And whatever it may be, I can afford it. Welcome to the tree. If, however, then I'm afraid you'll find nothing ill. So, what? Then my disclaimer doesn't apply. Please, let me know if I can assist you further. That depends. If you... We frequently post... Check them out. I've heard our jobs pay... Be my guest. Pleasure dealing with you.
Okay, the final box I need you to deal with should be right around there. Unfortunately, I just realized you're in for a real tangle of cabling. Like 200 years of failed attempts to rewire things. I tried to fix it 3 years back and was crying by the second day. Gave up on the third. Wow, you got it. Really well done. You saved me like a week of work. Why didn't you meet me at the monitoring station, near where we met?
Did I say thank you? There's no way I could have done that in a reasonable amount. Maybe in the short term. But overall, it paid off. Thanks to your help, I was able to trace the power drain. Unfortunately, the source is exactly where... So, that's something that I'll need to deal with. If you want to tag along, I certainly wouldn't complain. But if not, then this is where we... So thanks to you, we've got evidence. I don't know if you ever dealt with the Trade Authority, but I have to go in there, but I really, really don't want to. You think you'd be willing to go with me? I don't know. I feel like I'm the one who's going to win. Thanks. That means I can do the talking, I think.
You'll have to remind me of your name, dear. I'm afraid I can't keep track of all your little worker drones.
I'm Luisa Reyes. Well, you know that, because I've been in here 3 times.
Yes, of course you are. And what was it you were accusing me of with absolutely no evidence?
The power drain is coming from your building, Zoe. You and I both know it, and now I can prove it.
I'm sorry, what?
We traced the drain, checked the grid. It led us here. You can't talk your way out of this.
I'm going to ask you to wait here a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay, just be ready for anything. I don't know if she's going to come out of there. I don't want this to turn out violent if we can avoid it, okay? Believe me, I really... But I'll tell you, people in my division tell stories. Okay, you're...
Well, Miss Reyes, I apologize for not taking this matter more seriously. I assure you I will eagerly assist in getting to the bottom of this.
No, you're not weaseling out of this. We got to the bottom of it. You are the bottom.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for your work, but I do a little more research before casting aspersions. Someone has indeed been using this location through which to route electrical power. It is not the Trade Authority. I've had my suspicions for a while, and I've been keeping detailed notes, which I'm happy to share with you. For now, though, what do we do next?
Wait, what?
Oh, for heaven's sake. I presume you've been assisting Miss Reyes in tracking down... Well, clearly there's more work to be done. Why don't you continue the work you've been doing with an assurance that the Trade Authority will compensate? I'll coordinate things here with Miss Reyes. With Mast's access to the grid, presumably you're the one who's been doing the field work, so I believe you'll find there's another junction box out.
Okay, well, this is not how I saw this going. For the moment, let's assume this is all legitimate. I can sort out the details with Zoe. So why don't you go investigate the next junction box?
Keep it moving.
Mess with me and I'll serve you my famous knuckle sandwich. Scared, aren't you?
Signed up for a test pilot program just the other day. I'm not gonna end up like these lifers and well rats. Nope. You want food? Go to Case. You want an app? You want to feel empty inside? Get... seriously though, this place is half... Only because they're all a bunch... I got plans. I'm working on it. Taking the UC Vanguard exams. Saving up for... It's just taking a little long. Damn, hotshot. What are you doing down? See ya.
Nice to meet you.
Updates for any suspicious activity. Is that clear?
That's it, thanks. Let's just take a look here.
I appreciate that you've listened to reason. The junction box should be just nearby. Adequately done.
Okay, you're going to want to head for box 45A. It should be near Apex Electronics.
Miss Reyes and I have both noted that the next node in this trace is not on any of the current diagrams. We'll have this solved in short order.
She means it's not in the well. It's somewhere on the surface, which technically means it's not my responsibility.
However, you can't possibly be serious. Are you looking at the same diagram I am? 47B is obviously the next one. It's on the same level.
However, we agreed that we all like to see this through. If you head topside, I'll pull up the diagrams we need.
with the staring? You need something?
Miss Reyes is still collecting the necessary diagrams and blueprints to accurately assess the situation. Before she returns, I'm going to make you an offer. Whatever you find at the end of this path, you bring it to me first. I'll be certain that Mast gets what it needs, but I trade in valuable information. I suspect you're going to find some. I guarantee you the Trade Authority will pay well. Consider that as you head towards the residential district. We can't pinpoint the source yet, but it's somewhere.
Hey, you should be getting close. Looks like it's somewhere near Athena Tower. Zoe says there's a junction box on the building's exterior. I'm not sure why she knows that.
One never knows when information might be useful.
Okay, well, we're going to discuss that later. I'll check in once you flip the switch. Well, that's unexpected. Powering down that junction doesn't show any other connections.
Clearly, the source must be inside that residential tower.
Yeah, that would make sense. You know, I think I remember seeing a report about power problems on one of the upper floors. I bet it's related. See if you can get up there.
Welcome to Mast. If you have an appointment, you may proceed inside.
Problem?
Best watch your pockets around me. Just saying.
You ever hear that one about the orphan and the platypus? No funny stuff. Can't really remember it.
You didn't hear this from me, but those ecliptic mercenaries? The factions use them sometimes. Freestar Collective and UC both. That's why they give them a wide berth. Ask me, those murdering assholes should be...
So you tracked it down. You've got something to show for it? Are you kidding me? After everything, you're just going to hand it over to her? So you tracked it down. You've got something to show? A minute for what exactly? If you got something, I really need it. I have to show my boss that I haven't...
will make it worth your while to take a look at what you found. Do you have? How predictable.
You know you can't give Zoe anything, don't you? So you tracked it down. Great. I'll get this back. I'm not stupid. I know Zoe probably made you an offer. And I'm really glad we got to work together on it.
If there's something you need, no matter what, be my guest. Many different parties use the mission. You'll usually find mission boards in bars, typically.
So, looks like maybe someone thought they could hack into Calibanc's system. In fact, looks like maybe they did. Still want to claim you had nothing to do with this, Zoe?
My dear, why in the world would I want to break the law? And Galbank, no less. I do quite enough business with them as it is.
All right. Well, I'll have some people look over this. Maybe they'll be in touch.
I very much doubt that.
See you around. I have 3 projects that are backburnered right now because no one has time to help me. 3! I totally understand that Mast has a tremendous amount to keep track of. I just wish it wasn't always my work that falls through the cracks.
Huh. Well, isn't this... I hadn't expected to run into you. Indeed I am. The success of my previous venture, with which there is growing concern. Oh my. A bit of an... The data we gathered points to a definitive trend. The vibrations coming from this... Because we've never seen this before, not on this scale, we have absolutely no idea what... It's imperceptible by normal human standards now, but... given time. While I am attempting to formulate one, yes. But until I have all of the... There is data regarding other, younger members of the species. What? No, that is ridiculous. One of the other researchers in Mast, Emilio Hadek, has research... He and I don't see eye to eye, and so far, I'm hoping that if someone else were to ask, he might be more inclined. I suggested nothing of the sort, although, now that I think about it, Anyway, no. I just need his data. The last time I saw him, he was being assigned to sample collection out near the
When really keeps the distribution. It's a privilege to be able to work for the UC government. Oh, no, when I was growing up, lucky for me, working at the... Of course, who wouldn't? Every day is so exciting. Yep, there's never a boring... Take it easy.